If you are asked the name of the richest person in the world, the answer would be Elon Musk. If asked who surprised everyone by learning programming at just 10 years old, the answer would be Elon Musk. If asked who changed the whole world by working on electric cars, space travel, and solar energy, the answer would be Elon Musk. Yes, Elon Musk earned his first $500 at just 12 years old by selling a computer game he created, and currently he has changed the future of all humanity by founding famous companies like Tesla, SpaceX, PayPal, and Starlink. How much confidence and determination must a person have inside to even think about building a human settlement on Mars? This is actually only possible for Elon Musk because his boldness and innovative thinking have brought him this far and made him one of the richest of the rich. Friends, how would it be if whatever Elon Musk has learned throughout his entire life and the way he has changed the whole world, I teach you through just one video? It would definitely be good, right? If so, then for the next 10 to 12 minutes, watch the video until the end with patience, at least for yourself and for your future. Because today you are going to hear that speech which changed the lives of thousands and thousands of people and students. In 2012, at the graduation ceremony of California Institute of Technology, Elon Musk gave a speech that is considered one of the best speeches in the world. And today I am going to present that speech to you in Bangla, where the voice will be mine, but the words will be of that never-losing Elon Musk. So let's begin. When I was young, I myself didn't understand what I was going to do. I stayed busy all day with computer games and reading books. At that time, I knew only one thing, and that was if someone could create a software and sell it, a lot of money could be earned. And if I could do that too, then with that money, I could buy an even better computer. From childhood, I had a huge interest in discovering new things. All kinds of thoughts used to revolve in my head that people might call me crazy if they heard them. When I was young, I heard a quote from Arthur C. Clarke. You can never distinguish between magic and advanced technology. This quote got so deeply stuck in my head that to make it real, I used to think about things that made people consider me crazy. Just think about one thing. Imagine you're gone back about 300 years from today, and if you say there that humans will fly in the sky, people would call you nothing but crazy. Communicating with people from any corner of the world or talking on a video call. No one from that era 300 years ago could even imagine all this. At that time, all these things would have been magic to people. So if today I think about something that maybe no one has thought of yet, then in the present world, that too will be a kind of magic. Now, I want to come to another topic. If you ask me about SpaceX, then I just want to say one thing. I tried to bring important changes to SpaceX, and also thought about making it accessible for everyone. The year was 2008, one of the toughest moments of my life. I had two paths in front of me, and I had to choose one of them. My two companies were almost on the verge of destruction. I had about $30 million left. Tesla Incorporated and SpaceX were in such bad condition that I had to invest the entire $30 million behind any one of them. But if that money was divided, then maybe both companies would collapse. When you create something with your own blood, sweat, and effort, it becomes like your child. Thinking about which one to save by spending all my money and which one to let be destroyed pushed me into depression. But in the end, I decided that whatever happens, I would not let either of them be destroyed in front of my eyes. So I invested all the money equally in both companies. Then 3 times we failed to launch SpaceX's rocket, but we did not give up. With great difficulty, we managed to gather all the equipment again to launch the rocket for the 4th time. And if our mission had failed that 4th time too, we would have been completely finished. But fortunately, that time we succeeded. Failure is not something to be ashamed of. Rather, you should be satisfied thinking that you had no lack of effort. You tried with everything you had. You tried with your absolute best, with your life and soul. Every time you fail, you learn something new, just like it happened to me. Finally, in 2008, on the 4th attempt, we succeeded. I never give up. I knew I would fail, but I never once thought that I would never succeed. So as I was saying, I desperately needed a chief engineer because I alone could never build SpaceX. But even after hundreds of attempts, I could not find anyone. Since my company had failed several times, no good engineer had the courage to stand beside me in my bad times. If we had hired a good aerospace engineer, then maybe we would not have had to fail 3 times. But at that time, we did not have that capability. Since I studied physics, I did not have any special knowledge about aerospace. So I read a lot of books and talked with aerospace engineers. And from there, I gained knowledge about it. Do you know one thing? To learn, you do not need any degree. What you need is interest and willpower. If you want, you can very easily gain knowledge about everything in the world through the internet. And I will prove this in my company Tesla Incorporated that you do not need any higher degree to learn. You may not have any advanced degree, but your exceptional talent and skills will give you the opportunity to work at my Tesla. You all know that smart people like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and Larry Ellison dropped out of college. Many people think that to do something great in life, a college degree is absolutely necessary. But William Shakespeare had no college degree, and neither did Steve Jobs or Bill Gates. Then how did they become so successful? To progress in life, you do not need a degree or certificate. You need hard work, sweat, and relentless effort. To save my Tesla from shutting down, to save Tesla Incorporated, I worked 22 hours a day, 7 days a week. In those days, I had to sleep in my factory, but I would never want anyone to go through such extreme hard work. However, my circumstances forced me to do it, because if I had not worked that hard then, my Tesla might not be where it is today. Everything would have ended long ago. The year was 1995. Netscape, which was the only internet company at that time, I had applied there for a job, but I failed there too. They never contacted me. I waited for quite some time. Then I understood that I was not going to get the job. So I decided that I would start something on the internet myself. At that time, my PhD classes at Stanford University were about to begin. So I went to talk with a professor there that I was going to start a new company. And if unfortunately I failed there, would I be able to come back and continue my PhD? The professors there assured me that I could return and start my PhD again if I wanted. And then my brother and I opened our first company, Zip2. At that time, I could not rent any residential apartment. We had to rent a small office, and we slept on the office sofa. There was only one computer for both of us. Staying awake all night without sleeping. I had to work hard. Whenever you think about starting something new, you should start only what you have enough understanding about. Staying focused on your goals and dreams is one of the greatest responsibilities of every human being. You have to think very seriously about what you want to do, why you want to do it, and what people might say to you if you fail for some reason. Thinking about all these things, you have to start on your own. Without risk, life never becomes fixed. You have to work extremely hard. 80 to 100 hours a week on your work, where others work 40 hours a week. If you work 100 hours a week, then what others achieve in 1 year, you will be able to achieve in just 4 months what others achieve in a year. But whatever you start, it must be something you love. Because if it is not your dream, then after a few days your motivation and willpower will completely vanish. If you do not like it yourself, you will not be able to carry it forward. It will become a burden of responsibility to you. In this short life, whatever you do should be something you truly like. Overtaking your competitors and moving ahead is not an easy task. You have to find out yourself how to move ahead of others. You must remember that no one will make a path for you. You have to create your own path. You need to look for things that have high demand but low supply, or something that everyone keeps in imagination, and your job is to turn it into reality with your intelligence and planning. If what you are thinking of doing has already been started by someone else who has achieved success, then there is no need to enter into unnecessary competition with them, right? You have to find something that everyone wants, but there is no one provided. And therefore you have to be the person who can fulfill that demand. Whether you start a new company or join a company is not the main thing. The main thing is who you are working with, how supportive they are for you, how compatible they are with you, whether their thinking matches yours, and whether they have the mindset to work as hard as you do. Knowing all this, you have to build a team. Find trustworthy, expert, skilled, energetic people who have a mentality to give their absolute best to achieve their dreams. The success of your company will depend on the skills and quality of work of the people working in it, on how hardworking and dedicated they are. You have to take steps with great intelligence and wisdom. Do not waste money on things that do not bring you profit. You have to invest carefully and only in those things that give you benefits. There is no need to follow others. You have to move in your own way, just like Elon Musk. Learn this. By following others, you will never progress in life, because the people you follow become successful in their own steps first, and only then do you take those same steps. In that case, why would people come to you? Everyone already knows the ones you're following. So instead of copying anyone, you have to learn to create something different. You have to think deeply, the kind of thinking that will find you the path to success. In life, you must take risks, and the best time to take risks is youth, because at that time you have fewer obligations. As your age increases, responsibilities will start to pile up on you, and then taking risks becomes unwise, because you would not be risking alone. You would be risking your family and loved ones too. So I am telling you, take risks before those obligations arrive in your life. This is the time. Keep confidence in yourself. Give your absolute best so that later you do not regret about yourself. And keep distance from excessive social media, because much of it is an illusion. People present themselves to the world far greater than they really are, something even critics of platforms like Facebook and Instagram often point out. No matter what the situation is, when taking pictures, everyone wants to look more beautiful than everyone else. And that is reality. In real life, people present themselves as happier than they actually are, and this has become a trend of the current era. Seeing everyone's false presentation, you start losing confidence in yourself. You begin to feel that you are not beautiful, not happy, which can even lead you into depression. But the truth is, the people you think are much happier than you may actually be more unhappy than you. So instead of looking at what others are doing, stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself. Ask yourself what you need to do right now. If you find the answer, be sure to share it in the comments. Inviting you to watch the next video, I say goodbye for today. Stay well, subscribe, stay with Nugger Bioscope, and thanks for watching.